So I'm leaving Target and I just had this thought, like, wow, it's just so many beautiful, educated black women in Atlanta. Like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, it's not enough men out here. Like, no wonder why I'm single. Which states are the men in? Where y'all at? Where? Black men, brown men, shit, white men, blue men.
Oh, so fabulous. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi Leah. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome back. So today's video, I've been wanting to do this video for a while. We're talking about the passport bros today.
So there's something that I stumbled upon on my TikTok, and it's something called Passport Bros. And it's basically American men that are now going overseas to different countries, which we already know about, but they want the women that they're with to remain foreign. So they're not actually intending to bring the women back to the United States because they feel like the women in the United States are kind of like tarnished goods. And I want you to watch this video, okay?
So there's this new movement called Passport Boys. It's when guys, American men, go over to whatever country, find someone, marry them, and bring them back. I'm beginning to jump on board with this whole thing because the dating in this Southern California area.
So in the video, you can hear where he says to bring them back to the United States, but actually one of the Passport Bros, like one of their like guest speakers or something, corrects him and says this.
We're not bringing them back here. Not us. We're going over to their country. We want our foreign women to stay.
What is going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. Men are leaving to find better suitable options for their dating ventures. Think about it, ladies. Why would a man who is leaving America due to its culture to find a better woman in another country as well culture, bring her back to the same environment that made him leave in the first place? I'll let you sit and ponder that.
Like, I'm genuinely concerned for America right now.
You guys, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I was unable to do it because I felt like it's gone on for so long and I still did not get the actual gist of what the whole Passport Bros thing is supposed to be. What does it represent? How did it start? How far is the reach? Is it like an actual movement? Is it an association? Do they have like a registration form where people go and sign up? You know, do they have like an app you have to download to become a Passport Bro? Like, I did not really understand how it's a thing. I didn't understand how far it reaches, like the depth of the whole thing. So please, you guys, educate me in the comment section so I can even know how it started and how a man becomes a Passport Bro. I really want to understand, because I'm not going to lie, and not to sound offensive, but it sounds ridiculous to me that there are a group of people that gave themselves a name and decided that this is going to be their mission, to go out into other countries and look for wives because they believe the women in those particular areas are submissive, in quotes. Okay, before I go into what I think, let me just play a few reactions by African women on the whole Passport Bro thing.
African women are the best options.
All of these men, they seem to think that they would leave America and go to third world countries like Africa, the Philippines, Brazil, to try and find a submissive wife because American women are masculine and they are not submissive. And the problem with this idea for me as an African woman, I'm from South Africa, is that they don't realize that they are the reason why African American women, or they are Western women, are the way that they are. They created this culture. You have to understand that the reason that African women or women from third world countries are the way that they are because of how their men treat them. Men in other countries are raised to be a provider, they are raised to be a protector, they are raised to be the head of the household. Most third world countries do not promote the 50-50 idea. And yeah, African women work, they've got degrees, they can go to a job, but like when they grow up, even though having a degree and having all of these other things, they are still taught how to be a wife at home. And same as men, they are still taught like you need to be the head of the house. In America, you have a culture of men who want 50-50. They don't want to fully provide. They want to know what you bring on the table. And they say cooking and cleaning is not enough, but you still have to do it because you are a woman. What else are you bringing to the table? And secondly, the way that you guys have treated your women for generations and generations, it's what has created masculine women. It's what has created super independent women where they have to depend on themselves because you don't want to go to work, you cheat on them, you lie on them, and you don't take care of them. And if you Google the internet, search all of the internet and check and see if any of these countries, look at Brazil, look at South Africa, Nigeria, and find one podcast that is solely dedicated at destroying or talking badly and talking all of this nonsense about how black women are fat, masculine and ugly. There is not one podcast that you will find of an African community or Mexico or any third world countries where you go find wives where wives or women of that nation are being bashed the way that African men bash their women. And then thirdly, African men treat their women like queens. They are not like perfect, but they treat them like queens. So if you go to any of these third world countries to try and find a wife and bring that wife to America, you are going to create the exact same woman that you created here if you don't know how to adopt the behavior of those men. There's a reason these women are the way that they are. You have to look at how their men treat them. There's a reason they are submissive. There's a reason they don't have a problem staying at home and raising kids. There's a reason why they are submissive to their husbands. Most likely, if you go to a country anyway, just looking for a wife because they are better than the wife in your country, you are the problem. You are toxic, and most likely you are a predator. Even African American women are now looking at dating African men. Why? Because they already understand the assignment. They don't need to make podcasts about, oh, we need a submissive wife, because they know what it takes to get and keep a woman submissive and good.
African women are the best options.
I see all these passport bros, they be like African women, they're all over online praising African women and saying that they are better than black American women. They think that we're the best thing that they can actually go for. I laugh at you because you think that black American women are crazy. You think that African women are not crazy. I'm not saying anything. Come down to our country and marry. And then you see this thing where black American men do this shit like they don't want to take responsibility. Come and try that shit in Africa. We'll bring our brothers to come to your house and beat you so that you will do your duty as a man. You think that if you come and marry African women, you're going to do that shit you do to black American women where you just run away, you don't take responsibility. Even if you run to the end of the earth, we have juju, we have the oracles. We'll go to our shrine and invoke your name. It's lightning that will strike you where you are, that you will take a plane ticket and come back and come and do your responsibility. If you say you want to marry African women, if you say you want to make a family with them, you better keep to it. You think you're going to come here and try manipulation tactics with African women, you don't know anything. See, a man coming from abroad to marry an African woman is a meal ticket. Even if they say they love you, you are their ticket out of poverty. I mean, I'm not saying we're poor. You're the ticket out of that place. They need you. So even if they worship you, they are submissive to you. They are doing this because they need you to get them out of there. And once you get them out of there, you are no longer the boss. You will know what you have brought upon yourself. So please come. We need plenty of you. All of us need to even leave this country safe. Oh yeah, come, because I have plenty sisters that are looking for a man from outside the country that will take them out of the nonsense place, the nonsense situation that the government has put us through.
African women are the best options. Here's why.
These black American passport bros that are suddenly going after African women are doing so because they know that the African system always favors the man above the woman. They know that they can easily impregnate a woman and not have to worry about things like child support, and they can also divorce without bothering about things like alimony, especially when that lady is from a poor home. They want the benefits the African women bring to the home, but what benefits do they themselves offer? I see them online talking about 50-50 and still in the same sentence expect things like submission from the woman, respect, and a whole bunch of things. They expect black women to split bills with them while taking care of the family, while raising the kids, while doing their house chores, cleaning, and a whole lot of things, while they themselves do nothing apart from paying half of the family bills. It's more like they are running from their responsibilities, but they do not seem to understand that it doesn't work that way in Africa. In fact, before you can even marry in certain African tribes, you definitely have to pay things like dowry and expensive dowries for that matter. So you have to be prepared before you go into things like marriage. Even after getting married to an African woman, you have to take care of your responsibilities if you want respect from that woman, her family, and society. Because if you don't, you'll be looked down upon. See them saying things like they'll run away from America, go to Africa, pick a wife, and then live in Africa. They think that being a man in Africa is a day's job. See African women giving African men respect and submitting to them, and you think that they didn't earn it. Many African men take care of themselves, their family, their children. They still take care of their parents. They still sometimes take care of the parents of their wives, their siblings too, if their siblings are not grown. These men do a lot. And when you see them being respected, they are respected because they earned it. For the baby mama and child support, a lot of African ladies might not bother you for child support because in cultures like mine, as long as you as a man has not paid the dowry of that lady and she gives birth to you, that child does not belong to you. It belongs to her family and you have no rights to claim that child. And many of you seem to think that African women are naive and you can do anything you like and go scot-free. Well, a lot of African ladies are actually educated. A lot of African ladies will deal with you, and depending on the kind of family they are from, your life will be messed up. You will forever regretting ever dealing with that lady. And in case you don't know, there's something called juju, magic. Those women are the type that actually know the road to the native doctor's house. You are finished. In fact, if you mistakenly hurt this type of women that make use of black magic, you will know that black American women have been lenient on you guys. You better appreciate your women and take care of your responsibilities. Good women and bad women are everywhere. It's not limited to any particular location.
African women are the best options.
Please don't come here. Please. Nah, and I've been meaning to say this for the longest time. Passport bros are predators. So funny, y'all are choosing specific countries with very lax consent laws, marriage laws, you know, countries with high GBV statistics. It's funny you're specifically choosing those countries. Very interesting.
African women are the best options.
Well, I got news flash for you guys. I'm from Africa. You men, that there's no woman in America that is worthy for you. They don't have the standards you're looking for in a wife. But the society and the culture that you grew up in are the very society and culture that's responsible for those kind of women, right? That tells me they are also responsible for that kind of man that you have become. If the women are not good enough for you to marry, and both of you was raised up in the same society and the same culture, how are you any different? Or is it differently? How are you any different? You're not different. If the woman not good enough for you, that means you are not good enough for her. Because a lot of single women out there, and there's a lot of single men. But the men that go outside of the country to get married because the men think they are perfect. They are saints. They are angels. They are just angelic beings in this flesh. There's nothing wrong with them. That's what they're thinking. There's a huge spirit of delusion over this nation, America. There's a huge spirit of delusion, deception, manipulation, narcissistic behavior that has blinded the hearts of men. That they think that they are so perfect and they're going to go outside of America to find themselves a perfect bride. No, those women, whether in Africa, Indonesia, wherever you're going to find them, and you bring them here, let me tell you what's going to happen. And I'm speaking from a foreign woman's mind. They're going to be as nice and as submissive, as cool, calm, and collected as you want her to be. Submissive, yes, sir. And take your shoes, cook for you, do whatever. Once they get their green card and their citizenship, they're going to know the law. They will divorce you, take your half your money, go back to the country, to the village, marry the village boy, and live happily ever after, thanks to you. I hope you think about that. Thank you.
This is for all you passport men. You say you want to go to Africa and get an African woman. I beg, get someone else to do it. We don't get someone else to do it. That's what I'm going to tell you. Because you guys want to come over here. You want to create competition where there's no need for competition. So that means that there's some sort of insecurity within yourself. Instead of you men knowing how to be good fathers and teaching your sons how to be good fathers, you want to go against your own women. I have never, not yet once, seen a white man or a Mexican man complain about the women, the mouth you have. You black men want to stand in all your ignorance and you want to go against your own women. I've never seen a white man do that. I've never seen a Mexican man, an Asian man do that. But then you want to come to us not knowing that you're going to have to pay a dowry. My daughters, do you guys not know that you have to pay a dowry for us? And then on top of that, we got to understand where you come from, your family come from. So how you expect to come out there, you want to get married to an African woman, and you yourself didn't have a father, so you're not knowing how to treat yourself. And then you want to talk about baggage of your American women, your American, African-American women, but you sit in your so-called throne and maybe you done had 50 million women. And then you want to come to us, our men, they're very hardworking men. They haven't had 50 million women underneath their belts. They don't rap about beaches and stuff like that. See, in order for you to effectively want change, you got to be that change. And if you can't be that change, and if you can't think and solidify that change, don't come over here. Get somebody else to do it. So I'm going to say, Asian women, I'm going to pass these on to you.
So you guys can see a lot of these African women that I played their commentary are not impressed by the whole passport bro thing. I'm guessing it might be a bit of a letdown to a lot of these passport bros. Maybe they might have thought that these women will be jumping for joy, and it's not that way. Now, I'm not saying that African women have a thing against these men in particular, or have a thing against marrying black American men or African Americans or whatever. No, but I think it's what it represents. I think it's the fact that they are coming out to talk about how they want these African women and other women from other countries simply because they believe that these other women that they are traveling all the way to other countries to look for are going to make better wives. So I just think like the motive behind it is shady to me. I know I've said this before on this channel. I support people of the African diaspora intermarrying. I love it. I love to see it. But what in quote I do not support, which I think a lot of these women who spoke about it are having a side eye about, is the fact that they think we're submissive, they think we're going to be easier to handle. At the same time, they are bashing their women. Are they trying to create competition? Are they trying to create hate between black women all across the diaspora? Because that is not the kind of thing we're looking for. That is not what we should be doing. It's time for them to realize that they play a huge role in the way the women in their community are. So as much as the men have a role to play in the way American women act that they are not down with, that is making them think they have to escape from America to go and look for wives elsewhere, that is also the way I expect them to take accountability for that and think of how to act different to make sure that the next generation of women will not have those same characteristics that are turning them off. The women also have to be conscious of the way they raise the next generation of African American men so that they act better. If your kids grow up without a father, especially the boys, they're going to grow up and think it's okay for the man to not be around. So it's on both sides. The men need to admit the role they are playing in it, and the women too need to admit the role they are playing in this, and they both need to make conscious efforts to make sure that the next generation of black people will act better, so that these issues that basically gave birth to this passport bro movement will not be a thing in some years to come from now. I hope I'm making sense.
Do you know why the nuclear family in African cultures are stronger? Because the men know their position in the family. They take on the responsibility for not only the woman, but the children, and even sometimes the extended family. So if you want our family stronger in America, Black men in America should know their place and the responsibility and stand up for their families and their women. Then they wouldn't have to run to other cultures who already have those standards in place. See, you can't go to Africa and think you're going to get one of their women and not provide. So instead of going to Africa and trying to get a woman and creating a culture that already exists as if you're part of that culture and you're not, you're just stepping into a society that already has their standards. Create those same standards and allow our communities here in America to thrive by being the head of the community, being the head of the family, being the leadership and the guider that's going to take our communities into another direction. We've known in the last 20 years it's declined, but why has it declined? Because the black man does not know his own culture here. He rather run off to another culture and try to feed off something that already exists. Stop being weak. See, it's easy for you to go there and step into their culture. It's a little more difficult for you to remain here and clean up the mess you've already made.
And just so that you guys know, I don't even need to say much because those women already said it. The standards in Africa are different. What an African woman is going to expect from you as a husband is totally different. And to be sincere, I doubt if a lot of these passport bros will be able to keep up. Anyway, you guys, I think I've talked for so long. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, turn on notifications as well if you like my kind of content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.